Brilliance Audio presents the unabridged recording of The Boy Who Said No, An Escape to Freedom by Patti Sheehy, performed by Leyva. This book is dedicated to my husband Robert Hunter and to my daughter Patricia Larson, the bravest woman I know. Preface. The Boy Who Said No is based on the life story of Frank Mederos, who was born and raised in Guanabacoa, Cuba. Through a number of childhood experiences and the influence of his grandfather, Frank grew to despise the policies of his government. As Frank matures, he falls in love, is drafted into the army, and becomes a member of Castro's special forces, making him privy to top-secret military information and placing him in direct conflict with some of the most powerful people in the Cuban military. He becomes an anti-tank guided missile operator, defects, and escapes from Cuba in the manner described. After being introduced to Frank by his daughter, I began to write his story as part of his family's history. But after several meetings with Frank, I decided that this story was far too compelling not to share with a wider audience. To advance the plot, I have fictionalized some descriptions and dialogue based on interviews with Frank and with information he obtained from his family, friends, and fellow soldiers after the fact. Since these events happened several decades ago, and since Frank does not have first-hand knowledge of certain events and conversations that occurred during his absences, I am calling this a true-life novel. With the exception of the name of Frank Mederos, all names have been changed to protect the privacy of family members and individuals still residing in Cuba. The material is presented as well as Frank's memory serves. We are an army of light, and nothing shall prevail against us. And in those places where the sun is darkened, it will overcome. José Martí, Cuban poet. Chapter 1. My grandfather loved to fish. He fished for tuna, yellowtail, red and black grouper. Sometimes he'd catch octopi, pound them on rocks, and hang them up to dry before bringing them to his home on Pepe Antonio Street. He lived only 2 houses from my family's simple bungalow, the one my father supported on his meager wages from the fertilizer factory in Havana.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?